Okay. I'm at the vet's office picking up Maggie's ashes. Maggie's ashes. My brain doesn't work too well anymore. Um, mm, they come in these nice little boxes now. See? And before, they used to come in these plastic Ming-like jars or something. We have several of those at home. Anyway, I haven't talked to you guys for a while. And well, we'll just see if I can get out of here right now. I'm just going this way. Maneuver my vehicle without wrecking it. Having my license taken away, as I was saying earlier one time, I was disgusted with myself. Oh, golly. You know, this reminds me of the time when I went to go pick up the vet, Danny. I went to go pick up Mom's ashes. Well, if he can go, I can go. When I went to go pick up, God, I didn't want to shake me up so bad. Okay, so this reminds me of a time when I went to go pick up Mom's ashes after she was cremated at the funeral home, and I brought them out, and well, they got them out of a file cabinet when I went to get her, and there was another one in there, and me, you know, nosy me, says, who's that? Because, you know, I know a few people in town, and they told me, and I said, well, I know him, and they said, yeah, he's waiting. Well, his wife has asked us to hold on to him until she dies, and then they will, I don't know what they're going to do with him, put him in a stone or bury him together or something like that. Can you hold on just a minute? Order? Just a second. Okay, I think we have just, hold on.
What are you doing?
Oh, get my, hold on. Okay. One of my friends, one of my friends, it was Katie's friends. I went to school with her. We had anatomy and physiology when Katie talked me into going to nursing school. She said, you know, you're not too old, Mom. I was in my 40s. God damn, I did. I felt old. And she goes, we have a woman in our class that's 55. So I was in my 40s somewhere. And I'm like, wow, that old? And she's like, yeah, her husband died. And, you know, you could do it. And I would have made it. Cody there, that was waving inside the store. She was in my anatomy and physiology class that I had in the summer before nursing school started, and oh my God, it was a bitch. 10 weeks of trying to cram the entire body and how it worked down your throat, and I was just, I flunked everything. Not because I didn't study, just about everybody flunked, pretty much. You know, or they were low grades or whatever. And then, of course, you know, there were two really, really, really smart kids in the class that aced everything all the time. And thank God he graded on a curve and tossed them out. Otherwise, I made a B in the class, so but it was for naught, as I hurt my back. But anyway, I was, before I put you on hold all those times, and it looks like it's working, and you're not getting So I'll probably get home and find out these are all in segments and I'm pissed off. But hey, as Dwight used to say, it's better than being pissed on. But no, I go to pick Mom up at the funeral home, Mom's ashes rather, and they pull out a bottom drawer, and there's these 2 boxes in there, these 2 brown plastic boxes, and to tell you the truth, Maggie's box here, it's got a design on it, and it's real nice wood, looks like it's mahogany or something, is a hell of a lot nicer than what they put the remains in when they come back from the crematorium or whatever they call it. But so me being the nosy person I am, I said, so who else is in the drawer? And they know me pretty well, so they told me, and it was happened to be one of our the husband. Well, they were a couple. They are. Well, she is still a customer of ours. Although I don't think anymore. I think they're going to move her to a nursing home. She's just impossible to get along with. But of course, this was like 8 or 9 years ago. And I said, so they told me, and I'm like, oh, so Mom's rooming with someone, huh? And they kind of look at me. I have a weird sense of humor, weird and sick and twisted, and you know, if you don't know that by now, then you don't know me at all. But I think it was sick humor. And then it got twisted at the police department. I'm not really sure, you know. Working there, you have to have a sick, twisted humor in order to get by. But there I go, jumping into another subject. So I said, well, what are they going to do with him? And she said, oh, we'll keep him here until his wife passes on, then they'll cremate her, and and then they're going to be put somewhere together. I can't remember where. Doesn't matter. I'm guessing Herb is still in that lower drawer, waiting for his wife. But anyway, sorry about all the throat clearing. Just be glad I'm not hacking and coughing. Hell, I'm glad I'm not hacking and coughing. I had an episode early this morning, and I had one the night before that kept me up all night long. Not that I'm not up all night long anyway, but when you're coughing like that continually, that's all the muscles in the rib cage and your lower back and that type of thing, and you're desperate. You are desperate to stop it. By the time it runs its course, you know, you've taken everything you could think of. I still can't believe it's allergies, but I leave my house and it seems to clear up and go away. And you know, I'm the best housekeeper in the world, but you know, I live around a lot of dust. The dogs bring a lot of dust in, and I guess maybe it's just too dusty. But I don't know. You know, I used to, believe it or not, I used to clean the house. Nobody remembers that. I used to keep a really clean house. Nobody remembers that either. But then again, nobody remembers the good things you ever do. They always remember the bad things. So let's see, did I finish up about picking Mom up? Oh, so I pick her up and I leave, and I you know, I had to holler around so much that you know, we'd stop. A lot of times we would stop at Sonic. So I put her in the front seat. I said, well, Mom, I said, this is your last trip in the car. I said, would you like to stop at Sonic on the way home? So that's what we did. We stopped at Sonic before I took her home. I still have her, as I said before. And, you know, when I picked Emily up from the vet after they cremated her, I put her in the front seat too, and I said, baby, this is your last ride, because God, she loved to ride. And so did Maggie when I had the Cadillac, because the armrests on it were solid, and she could put her little feet up there and, kind of look out the window and see things, and that sort of thing would be down. Toby, he was never interested in doing that, so he just sat in the seat over there, couldn't see shit. I thought about getting one of those booster seats for him, but they seem so dangerous. Of course, somebody who, I can hear people now going, well, you let your dog hang out the window, that's dangerous, what the hell do you care? And I would say to that, do you want to take the fun out of everything for every living being? That's what our society has done today, in the effort to make everyone safe, pets and people, and they've taken away your individual rights to your own decisions about. Okay, take motorcycle riding for instance, about wearing a helmet on that. And yes, it's true, but I also have heard of people who have died in motorcycle accidents that were wearing a helmet, but the rest of their body was hurt. So what do you do then? Do you want to stick them in a full bodysuit of armor like they used to do back a long time ago? And now bicycle riding, your kid should wear a helmet. I am so glad I grew up when I did, because riding your bike and feeling the wind blow through your hair and just not a care in the world, just, it was the best feeling. There was a road next to, well, there was a house next to ours, and then a road, Rock Garden Road, and you went down it, and after you got so far down, there was another road you could turn off of. There was a couple of roads before that, but there was another road you could turn off of that was kind of a steep hill. I cannot remember the name of that, it doesn't really matter, but I would get it, me, the one who's scared to death of stuff now. Oh my God, no! A type of thing. Would get at the top of that hill, balance on my bike, head down. It was a pretty long hill. Head down it, and get my balance with get my balance going good. Turn loose of the steering wheel, and like in Titanic, put your hands out and throw your head back and shut your eyes and just let your hair blow. And it was like flying. It was the closest thing to being a bird you could possibly do. And I did that a lot. And I could have very well have fallen at some point and died of a head injury. But when is it not okay to take away people's decisions on what they want to do? We have done that so much. And the things that we grew up around that are now being outlawed for babies and young kids and things like that, I'm just like, sometimes Dwight and I sit in the living room and we see stuff like that on the living room, and we look at each other and go, oh my God, that's ridiculous. I mean, yes, there were probably some deaths and things that happened. But when I was in 6th grade, there was also a death of a young boy in my class who drowned at the Park College swimming pool. He went there to swim. He was the only boy in a family of 6. They lived in Parkville. They were pretty poor, and I mean, they were poor enough that they buried him in what people call Potter's Field or whatever. It's basically, I think it's really called Potter's Field. I think it's basically a part of the cemetery that's reserved way off by the trees or something like that. One time I went back to look and there was no headstones back there, so maybe they don't even give him headstones, but he drowned because, let's see, there was a complication with something, goggles or something that he was wearing. And also, but the main thing is the lifeguard was too busy flirting with the girls to even notice that he'd been down there, that he was down on the bottom until it was way too late. And so, my point being is that if you're going to go, you're going to go. And why take all the fun out of life for everyone? And this baby thing, you can lose your kids over not having the right. Oh my God, I raised my kids and they lived through it, and they got swatted a few times too, and there are probably better people for it. It was like at least I got their attention. You don't pull that crap anymore. You get your ass whipped like a spank, and it worked. And nowadays it's like, oh my God, you touched your child, we're going to take them away. We're going to take them away from you and put them in foster homes and cycle them all around. And a lot of the foster homes, that people just do it for the money. They don't really care about the kids. And they use them a lot as slaves to, do their house chores and whatnot. It's this fucked up system, pardon my language, all the way around. But let's see, that wasn't what I was going to talk about. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I thought that I might talk about the dogs that I've had in my lifetime. And having to it is not easy to take a pet and take them to the vet and stay with them while they insert a needle and that their life drains out of them. It's not an easy thing to do. Fortunately, it is a quick thing. Unfortunately, it takes the human being that owns the animal too long to decide to do it. And Maggie's been blind for, I guess, about 5 years. And I was all set to put her down, and then Katie died. And then after that, I don't even remember. I don't really remember the months after that, really. I think I slept like 24 hours out of the day, maybe 23. I don't remember. I'm probably lucky I got up at all and took a bath in a week. It was just, and Thanksgiving was coming up, and we, I did the rudest thing. A long time ago, Dwight would have said, that's really rude, and I would have gone, I know, but after dinner, I slipped into the sitting room or living room, whatever, and I sit down on the couch, and I kicked my shoes off, and I just sort of drew my feet up underneath me and laid over and put my head on the arm. And I thought, oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't stand it. And, it was Dwight's aunt, and his cousins were there. And one of the cousins' husbands came in, and I sat up, and he sat down beside me and started talking to me. And we talked for a little while. And he got up and I told him, I told him about how tired I was, and he told me it was called grief fatigue, and I had no idea. I had no idea there was any such thing. And, but I was relieved to find out that there was something like that because I was feeling really bad about being even more worthless than I am already, with things. But I'm still not talking about my dogs, am I? um, we've had so many dogs in our lifetime, and I'm allergic to cats, but when I was little, there's many pictures of me with a cat that we had, and I'm thinking I must not developed an allergy to them until much later. But um, when I was born, they already had a dog by the name of Duchess, and my we called her Dutchie, and Mom said I heard her in there in the kitchen whining really bad one day, and she goes, I go through we had these saloon type doors, and uh, for anybody that's been in the house, the dining room that's in there, that was the kitchen, and the doorway into the living room was where the saloon type doors were. Keep in mind, it used to be a cafe and gas station at one time. A lot of people that um, are on Facebook and belong to the Missouri history thing have kind of read about that. But there were these saloon doors, and I vaguely remember this kitchen. And so Mom says, so I go in there, and she goes, Dutchie's laying there, and you're sitting there, and you're probably 3 years old. And she goes, you've got her bone, and you're gnawing on it. And, you know, she wanted her bone back. And I took it away from her and thought, well, hey, if she's gnawing on, I guess I thought, if she's gnawing on it, it must taste pretty damn good. And, she goes, I had to take it away from you and give it back to the dog, back to Duchess. And then another time, and then, Duchess went blind. Later in life, she went blind. And I think, and the vet even said, she had gotten into a terrible dog fight somewhere and came home and was ripped up pretty bad. And they took her down to Dr. Donnelly, if anybody's watching this remembers him. And she was on massive amounts of antibiotic, and after that she lost her eyesight. Well, they blamed that on the antibiotics, which may be true. Um, she never had the cataracts that Maggie had. Maggie had, when you could see them, they looked like green contacts that were really super thick that were stuck on her eye. Dutchie, you could still see her brown eyes. She just couldn't see out of it. And it kind of had a milky look to them too. But anyway, I go on a bike ride, and I take a break. Back then, you could do things like this. And people didn't care. Because the kids, they're just different. So these people that lived down one of these roads that I took in the back neighborhood had kind of a hill beside their house, and I've already talked 24 minutes. This is ridiculous. Nobody's gonna watch me talk. Okay, let me just finish with that, and then we'll see what else we have on there. But anyway, I sat down, and this red dog, it's kind of reddish in color, he comes up and he sits beside me, just down there like he owns me. And I patted him and I said, how are you? And he sat right beside me. And I got my bike and, headed home, and he followed me. And I said, no, you can't go, you need to go home. And no, he wasn't going to take no for an answer. So he came home with me, and Mom was like, where did this dog come from? I'm like, he just found me and came home with me, and I couldn't make him not come home. So we ended up feeding him, and he ended up staying. We named him Red, and he seemed to give new life to Dutchy because when we would go out, when I would go out bike riding, Red always came along, and so did Dutchy, blind as she was. But she kept, Red had a way of keeping her kind of along with us and stuff. And she was a short, round little thing. And here comes somebody to sit beside me, and here I am flapping my lips. Yeah, I thought it would be a good place to park and talk. Guess not. Guess I should have kept driving. But anyway, make a long story short, um, Dutchy had to be put down, and of course I was young enough. I didn't have anything to do with that. But that's the first thing that I had ever heard the term "put to sleep," and I was like, "Well, is she gonna wake up?" You know, and my mom was like, just shut up and go back upstairs. You know, real compassionate and whatnot. Oh my. I think this has something to do with a funeral. I feel awkward. Why? At a park. People dressed in black with flowers. Okay. Well, anyway, make a long story short, they had to put Dutchy down, and later, after I was in high school, Red disappeared, and Dad took me one day. Said, "I want you to come with me. I want to show you something." And it was at the very end of winter, and um, whew, and he took me back into one of the lots at Melody Heights, and that was still being developed and whatnot. And he said, "Is this Red?" And I recognized the collar, and I said, "Yes, it was." That's the first time I'd ever smelled death, a decomposition. And I think that he was pretty much frozen into the ground, and I don't know. Dad said he took care of him, but he probably didn't. And I'm going to cut this short because, yeah, something's going on. Something's going on about, yeah, like a funeral, people in suits carrying flowers to a park bench and then a bunch of food. Okay, I'm getting out of here. So, I'll let you go on this one, and then, I'll move the car and see. Well, I'm gonna go back and see how much time I have left, which probably isn't very much. And God, this is, just screwed up so bad. Okay, see y'all later. Love y'all. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Like sit here and be awkward in front of people who are trying to um remember their loved one, I think. Okay, bye.